Hi guys, and welcome back to my kitchen. Today we've had a request from one of you guys at the Daisy Keto Cafe, and that was about a cauliflower pizza base. So I thought we'd kind of have a look at pizzas in general and do 3 different pizza bases so you can see how they all turn out, and then you can choose the right one that suits your ratio and then suits your lifestyle. So we're going to do a keto pizza base. We've got the cauliflower, and then we've got the wrap. So you'll have seen me make this in the wrap and bread video. So if you haven't seen that, go onto the Keto Cafe, have a look, and then you'll see how to make that dough. So we'll start with the cauliflower one just because we're going to cook that and make it. I've never made this before, so this is new for me as well. So in the bowl I've got 60 grams of cauliflower. Now I've used fresh cauliflower and I've just grated it on a box grater. So we need to cook that in the microwave for 2 minutes until it's soft. So let's put that in. And then we'll do the keto one while we're waiting for that to cook and to cool. So this is really easy. We've got 24 grams of keto powder, and that's 3 to 1. We've got 2 grams of oil. I've used olive oil. We've got 16 grams of egg. Let's get all that out. And then we're just going to mix this to a paste. Now when you cook with keto, it'll start thickening up. So the best thing to do is always add just a little bit of water just to get it to a spreadable consistency. So that's the mixture without any water. So let's just add half a tablespoon of water just to loosen that off. So you kind of want the consistency of double cream, just so it kind of pours off the spatula. So let's put that onto a lined baking tray. Let me do that so you can see me. So just pour all of the ingredients out. Scrape every last little bit. Fab. And then with your spatula, you're just going to turn this into about a 6-inch round. You can take it a little bit bigger. Let me show you if I can just slightly hold it up for you so you can see that I've just turned it into a circle. Pop it onto the baking tray, and then we can top it in a minute. Right, let's check the cauliflower because it's cooked. So it'll have steamed in the microwave. You can cook it a little bit more if you want to, but what we need to do is we need to wring out the excess moisture from this. So for this you just need a clean tea towel. I'm going to put it all in the middle. You can let it cool a bit more, but I have got asbestos hands. Gather the corners up, and then we're just gonna wring out all of the excess moisture. And there's actually quite a lot of moisture that comes out of this. So once you've wrung all that out, you can put all of your cauliflower back into the bowl. Make sure you get every last little bit. Let's do it, get rid of that. And then to this cauliflower base we're going to add keto I've got some grated mozzarella because this is going to help bind it a little bit like the fathead dough, if you've seen any of that recipe. And then we're going to add in our egg. So let's mix all that together. You can add some seasoning at this stage. You can put some mixed herbs, you can put some oregano in there, you can put some garlic if you wanted to. I've done this as a 2-to-1 ratio. That includes the toppings of the recipe, you'll see. So you can see all the ingredients are combined. So let's add that to our baking tray. Again, get every last little bit out. So with this, I think we're just going to need to push it out to about, again, same, about a 6-inch round. Make sure it's even. It's quite soft. You could put another piece of greaseproof over the top of this and press it out, but I think it's quite manageable. Let's get them last few bits on. And there you've got your cauliflower base. So again, I'm going to put that onto the tray, and then let's have a look at our wrap mixture or our dough. See, again, still quite soft. How you roll this out is completely up to you. You can press it out. You can roll it out, you can put it between 2 pieces of greaseproof paper and then roll it. I think it's just easy enough just to press with your hands, and then we can press it onto the tray. Keep it as round as we can. Again, if you've made the wraps and they're in the freezer, you can always just use one of the wraps that you've made and just put the topping on top. This dough is a 1-to-1 ratio, so then again with the toppings that we're going to put on top, it takes it to a 2-to-1. So we've got all of the pizzas being a 2-to-1 ratio. So there we've got our wrap or our bread dough rolled out again. So we've got 3 separate pizza bases. Let's bake these off. I'm going to bake them in a 170-degree oven for about 10 to 12 minutes. The keto one, it's better if you turn it halfway through cooking, so just peel it off and then toast both sides. I think the bread and the cauliflower one will just be fine as they are, because they're going to be a little bit more delicate, especially this one. So let's bake them and then see what they look like. Hi guys, so I've cooked all of the pizza bases just so you can see them. So this is the keto pizza base, and what I did halfway through this is I did flip it over just because it was a little bit soggy underneath and I wanted it to be a little bit more crispy. But as you can see, it turned out really nice and nice and crunchy. The bread one, again, really good. I didn't need to flip this one because it browned underneath as well. The cauliflower one, it's taken on quite a lot of colour. It's still quite delicate, it's still firm, there's lots of colour on there, but again I did flip it underneath because it was just a little bit soggy under there. So just halfway through, flip it over, peel back the greaseproof paper, pop it back on the tray and then put it back in for about another 5 minutes. So these took about 12-15 minutes. The cauliflower one was longer than the rest. The wrap was the easiest and the quickest one to bake, but again you can choose which one suits you. So let's have a look at toppings for a pizza and how we can change ratios, just to give you some little tips and tricks. So I've got some kind of pizza ingredients. So we've got our chopped tomatoes. What I found with a lot of tins of chopped tomatoes is that the carbohydrate differs. So if you're gonna make pizza and it's a regular thing in your house, choose the same brand or the supermarket brand that you trust. But again, just check the back of the tin just to check the ratio. And what I find is it tends to be quite big and quite chunky. So just to take that down a little bit, you can chop it, you can mash it with a fork, but I just think chopping it with some kitchen scissors makes it a lot easier and a lot quicker, because it just chops it down, as you can see, a lot quicker than mashing it with your hands. Let's get rid of that. So these are a 2-to-1 ratio. How we can increase the fat in there, so we've got a few tips. The first one being is to add the olive oil into your chopped tomatoes. This doesn't make then the pizza extra greasy. It just stirs through and it's hid really quickly. Again, if you're on an MCT diet, so if you need to use the liquid MCT, again you can pour that into there, mix it up, and then you don't know that the oil is in there. Another good way is if you're on a really high ratio, so a 4-to-1 or higher, if you fry the mushrooms in the oil or the MCT oil first, that'll absorb a lot more oil for you, and then you can just place the sliced mushrooms on top. The other one is looking at the cheese that we use. So I've got a bag of mozzarella, and I've also got some Parmesan cheese. So 30 grams of the mozzarella is 7 grams of fat, but it also has quite a lot of carbohydrate in there, so 0.8 grams of carbohydrate. So again, that's going to flip us another way, where the Parmesan cheese has got 6 grams of fat per 30 grams, but it doesn't contain any carbohydrate. So again, you choose the cheese that suits you. I always like Parmesan better, because I think you get more for your weight, I think you get more flavour, and it browns really nice, and you can keep this once it's open, just reseal it, and then you can put it back in the freezer and take it out and just use it straight from frozen. It's already pre-grated for us, which again is really handy. But to increase that kind of fat, what you can do is put your Parmesan cheese, but mix it with some mayonnaise. This then turns the topping into more like a Welsh rabbit topping. But again, we're adding in more fat, and at this stage again you can also add in some oil. So again, if you want extra MCT in there, or if you want extra oil in there, it's really easy, and then you can just spread this over the top, because it turns into like an emulsification, which is like mayonnaise as it is. So then you can just spoon that over the top of the pizza as it is. We've got some spring onions and we've got some green peppers again, but again, whatever you kind of fancy. I think it's good to get children involved in making their own pizza. You can then put on whatever kind of proteins that you want, so cooked ham, cooked chicken, anchovies. I know some people use prawns, salmon. It's completely down to you however you want to do it. So let's just top these pizzas off, and then we'll bake them, and then you can see what these are like. You can freeze the bases as they are, and then just pull them out and make them, or what you can do is after you've topped them, as we're doing now, you can put them back in the freezer and freeze them. Once it's completely frozen, you can then wrap it in cling film, and then you can just bake it directly straight from the freezer, because the base is already cooked, so we've already got that crunch on there. So there's that. Let's add some mushrooms. Pizza's a great way to batch make as well. So if you've got the oven on and you're making the bases, you can see how easy making whatever base you want to choose, or you can do a variety of these. Let's put a few onions on. So let's do the parmesan on top of the cauliflower base. And that'll brown up really nicely. Let's sprinkle some mozzarella on the wrap. And I do some mozzarella on the Kita Cal as well. You can add Gia, sun-dried tomato paste, you can add garlic paste. I was just topped with a little bit of pepper, but again you can put some mixed herbs. Some oregano is really nice on a pizza, it's a classic flavour. I've not added any salt because I think the parmesan and the mozzarella are salty enough anyway. I'm kind of reduced the salt in the cooking. So there we've got our 3 pizzas ready. Let's bake them and then you can have a look what they look like when they're baked. Hi guys, so I've cooked all of the pizzas. So they took about 10 minutes in the oven just to brown up, crisp up. So we've got the Kita Cal pizza, that's got the mozzarella on. We've got the cauliflower base, which has worked out really good, and that's got the parmesan, the mayonnaise with the oil on the top to increase the ratio, so that smells amazing. That actually looks the nicest one. And then we've got our wrap or our bread dough, and that's again got the mozzarella on. So you've got your 3 different pizza bases, tips and tricks how to change it from a 2-to-1 right up to 4-to-1. Enjoy the pizzas. If you've got any questions, leave me a comment on the video and I can always get back to you and answer the questions. But to all my friends at the Daisy Keto Cafe, thank you for watching and I'll see you next time. Bye.